Good afternoon. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now, your information channel. What is happening? What is going on? No more and no less than in the Persian Gulf, in Iran, in Israel, and in the United States. And here we're going to tell you that Donald Trump might be considering it. Maybe he already has. To send the most lethal plane of the United States Air Force. Family, your likes, your comments. Let's get started. Very good evening, family. Do you see it here? Take a look at that. The Super Bowl parade where F-16's B-1 Lancers plus the F-35S took a flight over the United States of America. But is there someone missing in the picture? There's a plane that was supposed to fly by as well, but it didn't. It wasn't on the plane that it was supposed to be on. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're live. Thank you so much, everyone. Please confirm for me that everything is working fine now, that everything is running smoothly. We're fully equipped again. We've got everything set up. Your likes really matter. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's very important. Regarding this image, many things will happen in this program, and we'll see them together. But obviously, we also have to look at and study the current situation. Geostrategic. Today, also, we're going to explore, to look for real-time information about where the planes are. Today, precisely, so much anti-aircraft equipment is being deployed in Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Israel. Today, precisely, I want to send, above all, a greeting to our friends in Israel, to the great people of Israel, that great country that is defending the freedom of the entire planet, facing one of the deadliest enemies, the regime of the Islamic Republic of Iran. As stated by the United Nations, by Interpol and other global security agencies, they are sponsors of terror all over the planet. There is no terrorist organization that doesn't have connections with these people. Today we'll have Donald Trump, Mandani, the New York mayor. His remarks are disturbing, and Mansour, the spokesperson for the authority. Palestinian Authority. I was going to say another name, but I can't say it for legal reasons. We're going to have Vizkov, we're going to have Trump, we're going to have Arachi. We're going to have a lot of planes, so welcome, family, and sorry about yesterday's show. We had a technical problem with the connection. We had a pretty complicated problem. We were making a series of strategic changes to be able to broadcast at maximum quality. Now we are at full quality. We're back again to the 4K format. Few channels can say it, but we do, and we're going for it. The meeting was held in Qatar on Friday. About the famous topic, or the official topic, right now in this whole story. What is the official topic? Well, official topic? Officially, the United States wants Iran not to have nuclear capability to stop enriching uranium and to not be able in any way to obtain a nuclear weapon. Trust is gone. It's impossible now. In their words, that their program is peaceful, that they don't want to build a nuclear weapon, or that it's only for medical purposes, as they say. This is only for medical purposes. No, nothing about medical purposes. None of that. In that meeting, they were also supposed to talk about Iran's ballistic missiles, about their ballistic program. They also had to stop having them. They also had to stop building missiles. This was also put on the table. And finally, maybe one of the most important things for the whole planet, including us. Iran had to stop financing international terrorism, cut its ties with the entire conglomerate of agents at the international level. Well, in that meeting, they only talked about the nuclear issue and no agreement was reached. Iran stated it will keep enriching uranium regardless of United States approval, that the ballistic missile program will remain as it is and even be increased for their security, that they deny their connections with Hezbollah and other organizations. They don't know or don't respond. Despite that, Donald Trump has said they want to meet, they are meeting, they want to talk to us. Well, let's listen. Let's go with Donnie to see what he has said. POTUS, 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 POTUS.
Is there an POTUS, 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 POTUS?
Only one possible agreement exists, and it covers the nuclear program.
That would be acceptable to you because they just want to have nuclear. They don't want to have anything else. Like
that would be acceptable, but the one thing, and right up front, no nuclear weapons. POTUS.
POTUS, POTUS, POTUS.
POTUS.
POTUS, 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 POTUS.
Willing to do that. Now they are willing to do it.
They changed their mind and now want to do it.
They are willing to do much more than they would have a year and a half ago or even a year ago.
He says, now they want to do it even more than a year and a half ago or less than a year ago.
Don't forget, we've only been doing this for exactly 1 year, and we started with them a few months after the beginning of this term. This term has been amazing.
He says this term, that is, these years of Donald Trump that will be in the White House are going to be incredible.
But the results could surprise people.
He says, the results are surprising me.
If they would have offered this deal.
He asks if they'll get this deal.
Originally, when we first started?
When originally, at first we started?
It would have been accepted immediately. We'll see what happens.
They should have accepted it immediately. Let's see what happens now. He's not telling the truth. Otus. This time he's not telling the truth. The Iranians are not accepting any agreement. In fact, the Iranians are preparing even more diligently. Now let's read a series of reports. This is going to leave us flabbergasted, a word I haven't used in years. Flabbergasted. It's going to leave us not only flabbergasted, horrified at how this situation can escalate and how far it can go. It's clear that there's a plane that should have been in that parade and officially wasn't there. The United States has said that the missing plane here isn't present due to operational reasons, due to an operational requirement. We're talking about the F-22 Raptor, the most special stealth air superiority aircraft in the entire United States fleet. It's the aircraft that no other power has been able to buy. The United States cannot sell this aircraft or its technology. It's an aircraft that can enter airspace undetected and has existed for years. It has technology, it has a weapons system, an avionics system that makes it practically invisible to radars and able to penetrate for suppression of anti-air defenses or air-to-air warfare. It also has a limited ground attack capability, but mainly it's an aircraft for air-to-air attack. Air superiority, suppression of anti-air defenses with anti-radiation missiles. And it's an aircraft that should have been in the parade, but it was replaced by some F-16s from the National Guard. The question we must now ask, the United States, which is the only one with a fleet of F-22s, how come they haven't been able to send 6 or 3 F-22s, or even 2 F-22s, to put on one of the most anticipated flyovers of the year at the Super Bowl? B-52s haven't shown up there either, nor have B-2S, which have made appearances on other occasions. What could we think? What could we understand or suspect that these planes are going to be deployed in the next few hours, if they aren't already? It could be if they aren't already. Technology takes its course, it follows its path, and this war is going to be the war of technology. I want to show you a photograph that's also important because it's going to show us the battle deployment of the aircraft carrier. By the way, the aircraft carrier. We'll now review key photos on this topic showing the Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier's battle deployment. Family, pay close attention to every detail. Take a look at this photo. Aircraft carrier in the middle. Destroyers on the sides. Ships, auxiliary ships outside the perimeter. What could this photo mean? Deploy well, because this photo means that there is an anti-air and anti-submarine bubble around the deployed ship. They want to give the ship 360-degree protection by air and by sea. Why? Well, you're going to see it. We had never put it on. We had never shown it. I want to show you something Iran has that few of us knew. Don't laugh, okay? It's a giant Rackmax. There it is. A speedboat that can reach over 203 kilometers per hour and can carry 2 anti-ship missiles. Two anti-ship missiles per boat at 203 kilometers per hour. It's called Haidar 110. And it's another of these people's inventions to try to survive somehow. Is this a clear threat to the aircraft carrier? No, but the formation we were seeing, that formation we see, that configuration, is a combat configuration. Destroyers escorting the aircraft carrier. Anti-air capability ready. We continued. Safarblad Nepal. Vyskov. Also, after the meeting in Oman with the Iranians and Kushner, they went to the aircraft carrier. They went to greet the crew of the aircraft carrier. We have video. We have video of Vyskov arriving. There we are. Interesting, isn't it? After a peace meeting, they visit the most powerful war machinery the United States has deployed there. This plane, and here it comes. Vyskov with Kushner, greeting the troops and watching the preparations for the attack against Iran. Let me show you another photo. One of the planes from this story that's on board. On that aircraft carrier, the energy vampire, that's what it's called, has already had its baptism by fire. Notice a detail about this plane. You're going to see it. There it is. Look at the front part. The marks before the number 306. There it is. They could be bombings. Could it be the vampire? The vampiric energy? I love the name vampiric energy. There is Vizkov with Kushner taking a photo in front of one of the star planes of that aircraft carrier, the F-35C version, the carrier-based wing. Super good. What does Arachi say? Let's see. Arachi has been commenting and talking. Let's put him there. Still photo. We can't because since it's from the Yashira network and they want to know our address. They also want to know when we wake up, but we can't tell them. All right? Iraqi Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, the one who sells everything in addition to death and destruction, Arachi has taken the stance of, we want to negotiate, we prefer peace over war, but we are prepared. We are prepared to negotiate, but also for war. They claim they're ready for war, but how exactly? Arachi admits that they can't attack the United States of America with their own military capability, that they don't have the capacity to reach there. I doubt that. I think they do have it. I think Iran does have the capability to reach the United States of America. That's why he said, let's attack the United States bases in the region, not the countries, but the bases. That includes Israel. That includes Israel. We have warned that if the United States launches an attack, we will attack the United States bases located in the region. What is the priority of Arachi and all his gang in this matter? Family likes are important. If you enjoy the live content, subscribe to the channel. Let's open maps now and view real-time updates about what's happening. Please help so this live stream can be seen. Share it on your social networks, WhatsApp groups. I know there are a lot of people who watch us through WhatsApp groups. All right, thank you. We can see one of the main objectives of Jamula of Iran here. Qatar. The Al-Hudayt base, although a large military force is being concentrated here. We're going to see it now. We're going there to see what's in Al-Hudayt. I have the feeling, or I assume, that if it comes to it, if the military operation begins, the base will be evacuated. It's more than likely, it's more than possible, that this military base will be evacuated as a precaution against the rain of ballistic missiles launched by Iran. Without a doubt, we see some places where Patriot batteries are going to be placed for defense. It was already attacked at the time, a limited attack, an attack that was more political than functional, but it did cause some damage. That's true. It destroyed both a communications radar and system. But really, the reach or impact that this kind of attack has is not going to be significant. It's not going to be at all. Decisive for the United States of America not to crush Iran, that's clear. Al-Hudai is one of the bases. Then there's another one they've emphasized a lot, which they could completely destroy, and that one will also be evacuated. For that, we have to go to the small country of Kuwait. It was because of this small country that a war started against Saddam Hussein when he invaded it, and on the outskirts of Kuwait. We have various military bases. Where there is a presence of the United States of America, the United States of America is present at these bases and locations. These that we see here could also be a clear Iranian target for destruction. I'm just passing on information about what's really at stake and what's happening. We're not sending Iran a signal like you have to attack here. Please, people shouldn't think that. We're simply providing potential targets that Iran might consider of interest for their attacks. All these areas here could be attacked. Let's go now to see something important.
This
Cyprus. Maybe we have good weather? No, we are not going to have it. Don't you want to update the image of Cyprus? United Kingdom is deployed at this base. F-35 fighter jets. A full squadron of F-35 fighter jets, along with the Rafale jets they already had. In this area. The Typhoon, Rafale Eurofighter.
well,
The Typhoons are deployed here with the F-35S. And now we're learning something new. Those planes could be there to protect the eastern side of the Mediterranean from drone attacks launched from Lebanon, or cruise missiles launched from Lebanon, or some coastal position. An important point is the planes that are at the base near Amman in Jordan. That base, which I'm going to name for you now. 1 second, please. It's done. That base has F-15 and A-10 aircraft. Well, we just found out here at this base you're seeing about the configuration of those aircraft. Here, in this area that you're seeing right here, the combat configuration of those aircraft is
aire.
the United States has created a red line to protect Israel. From anything that wants to enter through the airspace. What does it mean? That those F-15S won't attack Iran? They're there to protect Israel. Of course, if attacks on Iran are planned, who will carry them out? Who is going to launch attacks to destroy the ballistic missiles? Who is going to carry out the mission? Who will destroy the launchers? We revisit military strategy theory. The attack is not going to start from bases near the Persian Gulf. What we might see is a long-distance operation that could catch Iran off guard at any time. Subscribe now. The United States has estimated that it doesn't need both aircraft carriers, although they will have another one ready in case it becomes necessary. And this could catch the Iranian regime by surprise. Thank you. Isfahan will be destroyed again. Haven't they learned their lesson? And is it going to happen again? Is it going to happen again? As soon as possible. What is the thing we should fear the most? This is what we should fear the most. The massive launch of ballistic missiles against Israel is what should worry us the most in this whole situation right now. As of today, the United States has doubled the number of interceptors ready to shoot down ballistic missiles. If the theory is true that during the 12-day war they were severely affected, during the attacks they were left practically without launchers. If that theory is true, we could find ourselves in a situation where maybe they can't launch as much as we think. By the way, here we see planes being refueled by a United States plane, but the planes aren't from the United States. Maximum collaboration. Even so, there's a last-minute bombshell. There's breaking news just now about the Immigration and Nationality Act issue. Let's see the latest from Iran.
Iran. Iran.
Next Wednesday. Netanyahu will fly to the United States of America next Wednesday to talk with Trump. Vivi Netanyahu is going to tell Donald Trump the nuclear agreement is necessary, but missiles are too, and without that, we attack. Vivi is clear about it and is going to make it very clear to Netanyahu, very clear. Could this also be part of a deception to make Iran think they won't be attacked until Wednesday or the weekend? It could be. We already know that last time Netanyahu and Trump prepared a plan to make it seem like there wasn't going to be an attack. Well, it seems that yes, it could be. And pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Well.
It reminds us that the Prophet Muhammad SAW was also a stranger who fled Mecca and was welcomed in Medina, Surah An-Nahl 16.
The mayor of New York giving a khutbah, giving an Islamic sermon to the entire city of New York. This was the last thing for us to see in the United States, right?
The story of the reminds us that
La historia de la
It reminds us of the Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings on him.
was a stranger too.
He was a stranger. In Arabic, it said Uraba Garibo,
Who fled Mecca and was welcomed in Medina.
who left Mecca for Medina,
Surah An-Nahl 16:42 tells us,
says the Surah. Nahal 32. And anything?
for those who immigrated for Allah after persecution,
It says those who immigrate for the cause of Allah and are persecuted.
we will surely bless them with a good home in this world.
We will bless him with a good house, a good home in this world.
Or as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi, or
As the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said,
Islam began as something strange and will become strange again.
Islam started as something unfamiliar and will become unfamiliar again. Something strange. I'm going to tell you something. What he just recited. I'm going to play it again.
This
This is a hadith. The hadiths are not in the Quran. The hadiths are sayings of Muhammad or his followers, the first followers of Muhammad called Sahabas.
what he just said is Islam began as something strange and will go back to being strange.
Islam began as something strange and will return as something strange, the Ghuraba, the strangers. Well, that little phrase brought by the Muslim Brotherhood, above all, is one of the idols of the jihadists. One of the idols of the jihadists. Seriously, I won't include the nasheed, which appears in my research on these topics. The mayor of New York, the mayor of a city in the United States of America, trying to Islamize the city. What do you guys in the chat think? What do you think? I think it's a high-risk situation. A situation of very high risk for the United States. Family, super chats are open for your comments. Please share them there as well. Thanks for the memberships. We'll discuss that soon, but first I want to see your comments on this topic. Mandani is indoctrinating one of the most important cities in the United States of America. Either this ends, or this will last until May. I'm serious, it will go until May. Let Spain be an example. With the nationalization they're going to do of more than 1.5 million people, I think up to 2 million. Well, let me tell you something. The other day, I don't know if I should say it. Well, I'll say it gently. The pull effect caused by the regularization law of Peter Sanchez. Regularization has created a strong pull effect, with planes now arriving at Madrid barrages. Are absolutely crazy. Attention, let's change the subject and go back to the maps because things are happening, things. Venezuela. 2KC-46 Pegasus. Again, in the same area where the drones and the surveillance plane were the other day, same northern sector of La Horchila. Diosdado. It might be Diosdado from... It could be Diosdado. It could be Diosdado.
But pay attention to this. Europe, Europe, Europe.
These planes we see from Spain are surely coming with the ASPAS Air Acrobatic Patrol of the Air Force. They are coming from an exhibition they had in Brazil. It's nothing to worry about, so everyone can relax. But what is interesting is this. In-flight refueling in this area. In Greece, this is new. A supply corridor there. A Globemaster that has also come from the United Kingdom. Another has been at the Jordan Air Base with anti-air defenses and ammunition. Another one that was also at the air base in Jordan. A super galaxy. We don't know where this galaxy has landed. Most likely in the area of Saudi Arabia, this galaxy that we see here. We would have to do a playback, right? What has happened in the last few hours? Let's go up to 12 o'clock today, February 7, 2026, and see what has been happening in the skies. This is super important to understand the deployments, the troop movements, and where they are concentrating. Even so, I'm going to try to go to the air base in Jordan later to see what's happening there. The NATO airborne warning and control system was heading north. What? Probably to the air control zone over Ukraine to provide coverage and security. There has been a massive attack in the last few hours. Let's put the map here so you can see it. Most likely, yes, that's what we've been seeing with in-flight refueling. But look at the interesting movement we've been seeing. Russia has moved planes. Russia has moved planes all the way to Dakar. We don't know if they landed somewhere along the way, but Russia has been moving equipment all the way to Dakar. Be careful with Russia. Greece, which already has Israeli-made drones, are already patrolling the area, waiting for the arrival of the ships. I keep insisting on this too. Ships are going to arrive, many ships, according to Donald Trump. Here we see the C5 Galaxy taking off from Germany, which will then head south. We see the NATO airborne warning and control system is also returning to its base. And we see a lot of movements in the areas of Al Udeid, the Persian Gulf region, the Bahrain area, and Qatar. And look, in this one, these are Witkoff and Kushner. They leave Estemuscat after having been on the aircraft carrier. And so this is the aircraft that took them to the carrier and brought them back. This is Rudy 11. Afterwards, Witkoff gets on the plane. Let's check here for Sun 081. Let's see where it's going. If they return directly to the United States or stop elsewhere first. They cut the transponder, so we don't know. It's in the last stretch that we're seeing here in this area. They cut the transponder. We don't know if they secretly stopped in Israel or not. We don't know. Or if they're going straight to the United States of America. From Bahrain, look, which aircraft has been evacuated by Italy? This is interesting too. Well, no. This is not Bahrain. This is Saudi Arabia. This bridge connects Saudi Arabia with Bahrain. An Italian Gulfstream G550 radar plane leaving and returning to Italy. They're evacuating. Personnel are currently being evacuated from other countries. The current movement to evacuate countries is drawing a lot of attention. Let's take a look at this one. This one we have here. Another plane from these radars that's leaving from there. The Jordan area. All right, let's go take a look at something now. Let's observe. We don't have an updated image of this area. Unfortunately, we don't have it. We see let's see if we have one from the base. This is from the 5th, though. 35S are here. Let's go look for them. Those silhouettes we see, they could be fighter jets. In here, the planes could also be inside these hangars. They could be these Hercules planes. Let's take a look. With good resolution, there, I think they have 2 Hercules planes. Let's keep watching more images from here. Okay, these are reinforced bunkers. They offer some protection against an attack. We see that this area here has reinforced bunkers. We won't see anything there because the aircraft will be inside, so we already know that there's not much to see there. Thank you. And in this area, we also have reinforced bunkers. We don't have any planes here. In this area, there are no planes. But in this area here, yes, there are 1, 2. We see the 2 black spots there, which could be the same thing we're seeing here. C-130. The key here is the fighter jets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 we have over there. It doesn't have good resolution. Honestly, it doesn't have good resolution, but we know that a large part of those planes are there. Where could they have deployed the anti-aircraft defense systems to protect that base? In this area? Here. This is the air defense zone. In this place, radars are placed. Where? And missile launchers. Typical. We already have an area where anti-aircraft defense has been set up. This can also be done here. All these areas are for placing anti-aircraft missile launchers. Let's continue. Another area for increased anti-aircraft defense. Has this base become a very, very important operations center for the United States in the region? Clearly more areas for anti-aircraft defense. A comprehensive 360-degree defense. Patriot missiles. Some TAT system will also be deployed around here, or several or more than one must be deployed in this area. Very, very likely they are deployed in this area. It's super important to understand what the military deployment is and how far the United States of America is willing to go regarding this situation. But let's continue with the topic of the F-22, If they wanted to launch the attack, they'd need to get past anti-air defenses before bringing in the B-52s and destroy everything. And that attack would be launched from the United States of America. Like last time, they would go through the Laje area again. They would probably go through there. Let's look at Laje. What we can find, Laje is in the Azores. Family, pay attention to this. Right now, we are live with about 13,000 people, family. Let's share it. This is getting interesting. Super interesting. The base is on fire. Look. Laje base in the Azores. Plane, tanker, plane, tanker, plane, plane. If we compared one day with another, let's see, here, those planes were waiting to cross, parked, subscribe. Only the tankers are left now. The F-35 fighter jets at Laje are gone.
35.
Have already crossed and have left there. Let's go to Spain now. Our beloved Spain. Let's see what we have on the way. Well, look. Image of the day of January. Can you still see warships here? So this photo is no longer useful to us. It's already an old photo. That image is no longer useful to us. Let's check more on Airbase to see if we find anything. Another striking image. Let's see. Sorry about this. It's taking a while to load. The resources we have are all we have, and they don't give us anything else, so that's how it is. Family, and I ask for your understanding. More on Airbase. Let's see if we have an image. No, the image we have is old. This image we have is old. So it's no good to us. It's no good to us, unfortunately. But well, we tried. We tried. And look at this guy. Goodbye. Attention to the breaking news. Hang on, man, sir. The ambassador of the country that doesn't exist, the United Nations. Mansur wants to. This is serious. This is not a joke. Mansur has officially nominated himself to lead the United Nations General Assembly. I repeat, Mansur. Al-Fatah, Hamas, and Islamic Jihad have put themselves forward to preside over the United Nations. Comments in the chat. Family? I want to see comments in the chat right now. I can't believe it.
Hello.
Huh? Crazy. Mansur has run to preside over the United Nations Assembly. Amazingly, this is already happening. This is serious. It's not a joke. This is for real. What did Mansur say? Listen.
All of us are saying.
This is the day. I also remember the live stream where he called the people from Hamas his brothers.
In fact, our brothers and sisters, Egypt, Qatar, are negotiating with the United States and others, and negotiating and mediating with our brothers Hamas.
With our brothers from Hamas. Mansur, who calls the people of Hamas brothers, wants to preside over the United Nations. Please, in the chat comments, this needs to be shared so that no one misses it. Thank you, Ana Ortiz, for your Super Chat membership and for gifting 20 memberships. Thanks so much, Ana Lily. By the way, today we're going to give away memberships here. In military strategies, the more you write in the chat, the more chances you'll have to win one. Yo, Helen. Thank you so much, Miguel. Hi, strategies. Here in Chile, images are circulating of launches from within the sea by Iran. Is it AI or propaganda? Calm down. I dream, but reality is different. Angel, the vampires are there. Carmen, thank you so much. $50 from Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Lily. Thank you so much for those $5 too. Soledad, good evening from Palencia. It's really cold in Palencia. Grace Torres, thank you so much for those $5. Hello, Edom. I would like to know what role Erdogan will try to play in northern Greece if Iran attacks Israel and hits them. Will he try to act like Alibaba? Greetings from Beersheba. I don't think Erdogan is going to get involved. I think he's going to look the other way. He's not even going to turn on the radar. He's just going to let everything happen. So, Danya, is that the best? Strategies? I want to say something. If Iran ever thinks about attacking Greece or Cyprus, what if something happens in any European country? Then it's all about NATO. If all of NATO gets involved, we're going to war. So Pedro Sanchez, start getting your people ready, the ones you have deployed in Turkey, so they can defend Europe or Israel. There are things I don't understand. I switch cameras. There are things I don't understand. How is it possible that Spain has a Patriot missile battery deployed in Turkey? They have more advanced air defense systems than Spain does, and Israel doesn't even have them to help them? I'm not sure if this guy realizes the people of Israel have a historic link to the Iberian Peninsula. That we have a unique connection with the people of Israel. And yet we're sending anti-air defense systems to the Ottomans. He who likes to mention Cervantes and Don Quixote so much. Cervantes fought the Ottomans, lost his hand, and served in the Marine Infantry battle. Not sure how Cervantes would feel about us supporting the Ottomans. I don't know, these are things that sometimes escape me. Thank you, Alvaro. It's to help people open their eyes and see how radicalism works. Do you remember this? Islam started as something strange and will return to that state. Garibo al-Ghuraba, the strangers. They say around here that he is fantastic and unbeatable. Wilson, no way. There are people who are much better. I don't want to be the best either. Raul, thank you so much. As long as the message gets across, as long as people understand what we're saying, that's enough for me. Evelyn, shalom. Dear brother, thank you for your great info. We love you. Take care and may God bless you. Thanks again. Honestly, my throat is not doing well, but please don't send me emails with recipes and ointments. I already have them all. I even have a book. One day I'm going to make medicinal strategies with all the ointments you've given me. Thank you so much. It's a great sign of affection that you care about my health and share information. Are they also supporting the extraterrestrials? Yes, of course. By the way, I wanted to clarify something I mentioned on the show the other day. Voden quotes that there was an incident last week in a place where I was stopped. For a thorough interview, while I was detained and deprived of my freedom, I simply had to do an interview. Quite unusual from my point of view, but I don't know. I've heard people worry, asking if I was out of jail, but that's not true. So everyone, relax. I suppose these comments haven't been malicious, but more out of concern than anything else. But these are things that have happened, and in the next few days, I'll try to look into it more. It's normal. This is a channel that generates a lot of concern. The information we provide isn't normal information. It's not information that comes out in the media. That's normal too. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Estrategia, for all the work you do every day. Thank you, Andrea. Pavel, 50 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Samuel, we only get thanks for what we don't write. Thanks, Roberto Perdigon. If the state hasn't been recognized, it can't. If they allow it, they're corrupt. I don't know. I'm telling you, really, I just don't know. 100 memberships from Pavel, 50 from Victoria. Thank you so much. You really make people happy with just a little bit. Of course, this guy wants to be the director of the United Nations now. To me, this is just a case of let's pack up and go. Just pack up and go. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what the United States has to put up with. Well, about Netanyahu's meeting, Vivi's meeting that he's going to have there. He's going to fly on Tuesday and come back on Friday. Goodbye. He's going to meet with Marco Rubio, Pete, John Doe Baines. Are they all meeting with Trump? And attention, with this, the commander of the Israeli Air Force will accompany Netanyahu on his visit with President Trump. Also, former Israeli Minister of Strategic Affairs Yuval Steinitz. Israel isn't required to follow a United States-Iran agreement, even if talks succeed. Either Iran dismantles its missile program, the entire nuclear program, and stops funding Hezbollah, or Israel is going to launch the attack completely. Here's a curious thing that stands out in this whole story. And look at this, look at this, because it's important. The Ayatollah in 2018, sinister. He said that negotiations with the United States were not allowed.
We're not discussing negotiations. No one here is, as long as Israel opposes them.
As long as they support Israel, we have nothing to negotiate with those people. Thank you. Well, now they are negotiating. So, if it's really forbidden to negotiate and what they're doing is just wasting time, we need to launch a caveat attack.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's right. By the way, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Baines, is in Milan, Italy, and he's over there. At a time of crisis right now, what is J.D. doing? In the fashion city? Surely meeting with someone important. Thank you. Suburban. What a car. Very powerful. The car's fully armored. There are moves that are very striking that sometimes go unnoticed. Small details, but then when all the pieces come together, it matches everything that's happening. Everything, absolutely everything, good family. I promised you that I would give away memberships. Bye. I'm going to give you memberships. The more you write in the chat right now, the more chances you have to get one.
Yes, it's just that.
How beautiful Jerusalem is, really? How beautiful the land of Israel is. Everything's prepared, everything's ready. Family, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're nearing 500,000, an adventure that began almost from nothing. Look how far we've come. News every day, breaking news, news that could change the future of the world. Look at the news announced by the president of Rafael Industries, one of the largest defense companies in Israel. If there is a war, some of Iran's missiles could reach Europe. In a confrontation with Iran, some Iranian missiles could potentially reach Europe. I'm warning you, I'm saying it. Following. He's saying goodbye.
I do worry about the activities that could be called activities of the Iranians.
How do you handle it and how do you bring it down?
Including, by the way, in my estimation, if there is verification, it could be that some of the Iranian missiles will also reach certain countries in Europe.
There it is. Spain hasn't raised the alert yet. Spain still hasn't issued an alert. In response to what Israel is saying, these guys have missiles that can reach Europe? Drink? Are they taking it as a joke? Well, let them keep going like that. Then, when things happen, will they say or blame the United States? It's just the Americans. Anyway, that's how things are. Thank you. Amazing, huh? Really amazing. They have ships that can launch ballistic missiles, deploy suicide boats and drones. The other day, they were cruising around South Africa to see what happens. Come on, family, let's go with the memberships. Let's give this story a special touch. Gloria? Countdown for those memberships, family. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Memberships. There are the memberships, a gift of strategies. Thank you so much, really, for being live with us. We'll see you later in just a little while. More information on military strategies. A real pleasure, family.